Hey there, students and families. Mr. Conahan again. I have one more video I'd like to pass on this morning here. And this is just a refresher on getting the docs and then moving them. If you're finding that you're still unsure how to move the docs and where to move them, then that's probably a win thing that we need to come in at win and take a look at how to do that. Because that's a pretty important skill at this point. I know a lot of you are still struggling with it a little bit, which is fine. We can help. I think the biggest thing is we just have to figure out how to be able to move them. Otherwise, the files get lost. And I know some people are just starting to send me links and share docs, and unfortunately, that doesn't really help keep you organized. It may submit it, but you're not going to be able to get back at things. So here's what I'd like to do. I'm going to take us through here real quick and just use an example here. So I'm in a social studies section. Of course, I get to class. I'm going to click attendance, take my attendance. I'm going to take a look here. Here's my lessons. Here's the learning targets for the week. Okay, good. Oh, here's the work that I need to do for the week. Okay, video tutorial and cultures of the world research. Got it. Okay, so these are in here. I know this is the work I need to do. As I scroll down here on the to-do list, oh, there's that independent work, the cultures of the world assignment. I can look at it here, or it's also on the to-do list, by the way. You can click either one of those. So a couple ways, again, you can see your work. Otherwise, it is down here in a folder. So down here is our folder. We are in the first unit, identity and culture. We are in the third week. Basically, I just keep scrolling to the bottom here. Here's the work that we did in class, and then this is that independent work. So that culture assignment should be in here. And sure enough, there it is. There's the tutorial that tells us how to do this. And then the second one here is the actual assignment. So I click on that. I could have clicked on this at any place, of course. As I read the assignment, it says, for this assignment, be sure that you have already watched the tutorial in Buzz. It is named Independent Work Number 1. When you have completed watching the tutorial, click here to make a copy of this document and put it in your 5th grade core classes folder. This is really important because this is the part that's getting missed. Make sure that you've placed it into your folder so that you can find it quickly when your teacher asks you to use it in class on Thursday and Friday. And that's the biggest thing, is that we want you to be able to get back at these things. So as I click it, it's going to ask me to copy. And then once it opens, there's 2 instructions on the top. The first, and these are really important that we do these before we do anything else. Otherwise, that's when documents get lost. The first step is to make sure we rename it. And we're going to do that by changing just because the only part that really needs to be changed here is the name. And what our 5th grade team has decided is we prefer a last name first, and then first name. So I go ahead and I put those in. I want to leave the title of the document alone because then I know that this is my one for exploring countries and culture. Okay. Then the second step, before I even attempt to do the work, is to make sure I move it into my 5th grade core classes video. And in here, there is a video as well that shows you if you need help. But I'm going to show you again just to make sure you know how to do it. So once it's here, you can click on the move button. Okay, there is a star option. The problem with the star is that if you star every single document, you're going to end up with this huge long list of documents, and it's not going to necessarily keep you any more organized. So I'd like to avoid that. So what we do then is we click on move. It will probably show you your drive, every folder that you have in here. This is just what mine looks like. Yours will look a little different. I know that my core folder is actually here because I moved it here to begin with. And if you can't find it, then that's where we really need to start, okay? So if I scroll down, I should see the Conahan.Christopher. There it is. Conahan.Christopher.5th grade core classes 2021. It's right here. Okay, so I need to put it in this folder. It's for social studies. So here's another step that I see people miss. Some people are clicking move here and they're just putting it in here. You actually need to still open that social studies folder. You'll see past social studies work, and then now move it. So once you do that, now it's in the folder. Just to check, I'm going to go into my drive. I'm going to scroll down, and it should be there. Sure enough, there's my folder. Okay. There's social studies. Let's see if the exploring countries, there it is. It's right there. So I've got it. Now, another option for you with your folder, I wouldn't do this with your documents, but you could do it with your folder. Ms. Montoya had showed this, and I just want to make sure that you just don't star everything. But you could go in, if you right-click it, you can star it. And when you star, so right now it's not starred. So if I were to go into the starred folder here, you'll see that it's not there. These are some other ones that have been starred. But if I star it, once it opens, sorry, I can hear my computer thinking, so that's why this is happening here. Once it's open, I'll go back though. I'll right click on that folder and I'll have it starred. The nice thing with it, it's almost like a highlighter then on that. So it will always put it in this folder as kind of a shortcut. And as a shortcut, it's nice, but you still have to make sure that everything still makes it in the folder. Okay. All right. Well, while that's busy thinking, let's do this. So let's say I wanted to put this in my drive, but I wanted to go through the star. Okay. I could go move. Okay. And when it first opens up, when you first begin, you'll be in your drive. Let me get back to that point. Okay. You would see this. Instead of clicking on your drive, if you're not entirely sure where your folder is, you would click on starred. And then in theory, once you star your folder, it would be in here. So let's see if it stopped thinking here, if it'll let me get in there yet. Nope, not yet. So anyway, but that's where you would go, and you could then easily find your folder if you just want fewer steps. But very important that we go through these steps so that we can always find our work. So far, I'm trying to limit how many times we have to take this and submit it. I'm trying to be able to go into the folders and find things just to try to ease this up a little bit, but I still have to be able to find it. So that's the important part. If it's not in those folders, I can't see it. So again, if you're struggling with this at all, please let me know because we need to get you set up and get you moving at this point. So thank you, everybody. Have a good one.